Good day. Well done. I Good day. I am Philip Otuko Ejabulo. Now I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you, my Muslim brothers. I call you brothers because I know by faith that I will be able to convince some, or at some point we will become brothers. I know by faith we will become brothers. At least some. So now, if you look at my former video, there's one other video I gave, and I was talking about Jesus. A lot of questions came up. A lot of them from you Muslims, from Islam, from you Muslims, that Jesus is not God. That is the knowledge you have had. Jesus was a prophet. And the question started coming up again these days, in this our generation, that Jesus is not God. That is the understanding you have. Now, I was brought up as a Christian. And that is how a lot of persons have been brought up. For the other person, you might have been brought up as a Muslim. And you have been a Muslim. But thank God, what I do today as a mature person is to make sure that since I've come to the responsible age where I must answer for myself, I don't just continue to walk in the light that I have received. I come out of any knowledge I have had and I look at it clearly with an objective mind. I don't just continue in it because it was passed on to me. I can't continue to do things because I've been told to do it. I am not anybody's puppet or anybody's slave. I have my mind. I must reason, I must study and get to understand things. We believe in God. You believe in God. I believe in God. So, and He has given us a mind to reason very well. Even as He told us to obey our parents, we should know what that means. It has a good meaning to obey our parents. But we should also know, because He said we should not obey our parents if our parents are not directing us in the way of God. So we should try, if we do not know God, how do we know when our parents are directing us away from God? How do we know when our parents are directing us selfishly? So we need to know God. We need to study for ourselves so that we can know God. And then when we know God, we'll be able to know when our parents are directing us selfishly, and then we will not follow them. Or when they don't even have knowledge. Because some of them, knowledge is in sizes. Nobody knows everything. Some persons study more, so therefore they know more. When do we know that our parents does not know everything? So we won't be following them, and then where they couldn't pass, we won't pass it in life. Because if you are following the person that didn't pass a particular place, then you yourself, you cannot pass that place. So we must try to know more so that we can even bring light back home and tell our people, this is what I have come to know. Look at it very well for yourself. Understand it, whether or not it is correct. That is how we must begin to look at things. We must begin to look at things and get to see the truth about those things. So now, like I said, from the other video I made, I saw questions. Is Jesus Christ God? Was Jesus Christ God? And I realized that Jesus Christ was not God. I realized that Jesus Christ was not God. To a higher extent, the Quran paints a picture of who Jesus was. Because Jesus Christ did not write the Bible. People wrote the Bible. So that was why even Muhammad on his own also, as he wrote the Quran, he wrote about Jesus and explained how Jesus Christ is a prophet, a very senior prophet. Because I cannot allow myself to be deceived or fooled or just be made to believe what my fathers have believed, because some of them didn't even care to study. They just accepted it that way, so they just continued. But I am not that kind of person. I want to know more. I want to know God more. So I searched and got to realize that Jesus Christ was not God. So to a great extent, I have been able to get from the Quran a picture that I wouldn't have gotten. It helped me. It triggered the questions that yes, was Jesus Christ God? If the questions were not triggered, I would not have gone further to study to know if Jesus Christ was God. But thank God I have that knowledge today. So I want to join you. You must. It is important for yourself. Study. Be open. Be open. When I see Muslims talk, I listen. Even as a Christian, I listen. That is why you get from here, you get from here, you get from here, and you are able to build yourself up formidably. That is why I want to encourage you as a Muslim. Go for knowledge. Don't say because you were born into this, you're going to die for it. Before you are ready to die for it, know about it. Have a first-hand knowledge of it. Have a first-hand knowledge of that thing you want to die for. Have a first-hand knowledge of what you are ready to die for. If you are true to yourself, I have asked myself, should I follow Muhammad? Should I be an Islam? Should I be a Muslim? I have asked myself that question. But I got to realize that even Muhammad, for him to have believed in Jesus Christ that much, I realized that he himself was a Christian. He was a Christian. But because he had understanding that the Christians then could not take, they refused his understanding. They could not agree that he is having a good understanding. So they rejected it. But even as they rejected it, he went on and continued with his understanding. And that is how you and I today should continue. When we know a first-hand knowledge, we should continue with it. We should continue with it. We should not say this person have continued with it, I must continue with that person. That person at some point started. So we on our own, we must try to know for ourselves what we must continue with. That is why I'm not continuing in Christianity today because my father continued in it. No, I'm continuing in it today because I have a clear-cut understanding of what it is. And the part I do not understand, I get knowledge. And as I get knowledge, I go for understanding. I pray for understanding so that as I understand, I'll begin to do better in those things. So I would advise you, as you study your Quran, look at it very well. If we know that there was Christianity before Islam, and Muhammad did not speak against Jesus, not for once. He did not speak against Mary, not for once. Then where did it all happen that he just said he's a Muslim, is into Islam? I realize that it is what is happening today. Even in the church, some persons in churches, you see a lot of people, they call themselves Pentecostal Christians because they don't believe in the Roman Catholic. But today they still call themselves Christians. They refuse to call themselves another name. Rather, what they will tell you is that the Roman Catholic are not good Christians or they are not true Christians. Yet, they are the ones that came out from the Roman Catholic. Yet they say they are Christians. They will never call themselves anything else. That is how today, even as I say that Jesus Christ when he was born of Mary was not God. And even as at the point of his death, he was not God. That is what I am saying today. But for me to say that I am not a Christian, I cannot say that. So I have been able to balance what my understanding is. But I will not fall. I will not fall. So you should ask yourself, with your understanding, get knowledge, and with all you're getting, get understanding. Understand things for yourself. Understand things for yourself. You serve God, wonderful. But are you asking God, how can I serve you? Must I serve you the way I was told to serve you? The person that is telling me to serve you like this, who told the person? You must keep asking these kind of good questions so that you will know the things you should not do because they were just given to you to do. Because if they were given to you to do and you are doing them, you won't know when the thing deviated from the right one. That is why today I didn't know. In fact, I got to realize that there were some deviations. Some persons have deviated from the thing. So if you continue with what has been passed on to you, you wouldn't know where the deviation came about, and then now you are doing a different thing. So you must keep searching and asking questions with a free mind, with an open mind. That is why when I read the Quran, I read it to get informations. If I read the Quran today and I read the Bible, and from the two, the knowledge I have is that I should become a Muslim, I will do it expressly. I will do it expressly. So that is what you should do for yourself. If you read the Quran, be open-minded. If the Quran itself tells you to read the Bible, read the Bible. Don't read it with a made-up mind. Read it openly, open heart, like the Quran itself advised you to read. He told you to read the Bible, not with a blocked mind, but with an open mind. Read the Bible so that you can gain some things out of it. And as you read the Bible with an open mind, you read your Quran. Try to put together. Open your mind. Listen to those who have also read books and are telling you what they are able to get from it. Draw from their understanding. You cannot follow another man as though you don't have your own brain, as though you don't have your own understanding. You can't follow a man like that. Follow a man who have shown you the proofs of what he's talking about. But even as you follow him, you don't put your own mind in a bag or in somewhere I don't understand. Do it for yourself. And sometimes much more, even for that thing you claim to be doing it for, or that one you claim to be doing it for. You say you are doing it for God. Confirm if really God is bearing you witness that you are doing it for him. Confirm from God. Because God can speak to you. If God spoke to people, why can't God speak to me? Am I not another person? These persons that God has spoken to, did they just do so much more than I am doing? If not, why can't God by his grace speak to me as he has spoken to others? At different points in time, there have been different prophets. Why can't I be the one for God today? Or even if I just want to be a good servant of God, I want to serve God well, then God can speak to me. God did not only speak to prophets, he spoke to different people for their own direction. So I enjoin you once again, as you read your Quran, read it with an open mind. If it tells you to study the Bible to get some truth, study the Bible with an open mind and learn what you have been told to learn from the Bible. Thank you very much.